Aloha Web Devers, welcome to the first week of the class. I thought I would take this opportunity to sort of go over how the week is set up so it doesn't look quite so overwhelming, because I think if I was in your shoes I would be maybe have a little heart attack of what am I supposed to do. So hopefully this is helping. So the idea here is to try and give, again, depending, everybody's a little bit different, so I'm trying to give different ways to get to the same material. So here's my point. Here's week one, and if you click on week one summary, then you're going to see week one summary, which has a summary and links to all of the material that you have here. So you have multiple ways to get to the material, and I'm going to kind of walk you through that. If you wanted to just follow each step in order, that would work just fine. You could week one summary, there's your summary of all of these items. You could also just walk through each item. So I could click on download VS Code, for example, and I could read what that has to talk about, and then I could hit the next key, and the next key, if you notice, says set the browser default. And if you look back here, set the browser default is in fact the next tab. So you could go in order that way. And or you have the same material available sort of in quick links here in the week one summary. So download the editor will bring you to the same screen I just brought to you to from clicking here on download VS Code. I download the editor. It's different words, but that's the same thing. So bad on my part there. Set the browser default, set the browser default. All right, so that's preparation. And then here is the learning material. And again, depending on what your learning style is, you can decide whether you want to go this route and click on these individually, or you want to click on the summary, whichever helps. They all point to the same thing. And here's what I mean by that. If you click on this first week one, lesson one, zyBooks Web History, that takes you to the same link that I'm going to click on here. So I'm going to click on either one is going to bring us to this screen right here. And what you'll find in these lessons, if you will, is I've provided some text, and then I also provide a video, and then within this is the lesson. Not the lesson, sorry. This is the lesson, this is the video, and this is the online content which you're going to be doing as well. So let me just kind of rehash this screen as it connects here, and then I'll talk about what zyBooks is. So if you click on, again, week one, lesson one, you get here. You'll notice that there are videos underneath. So here's a link to the video. So if you click on this link here, it's going to take you to the YouTube video. I'm going to pause it so that way it's not playing. Okay, it's going to take you to this video, which is the same video you would have clicked from within the lesson. So you have a link to the material, to the page itself. You have a link to whatever videos are on that page, and then down here is a link to the assignment, which is at the bottom of this page. So here is the entire lesson, here is the video, and at the bottom of the video or the lesson is the zyBooks. So this will actually bring you here to the assignment. So that's how this is set up, and I'm going to talk about zyBooks in a minute because I just wanted to make sure that this made sense. So once again, you can either just follow along here, so I can click on this lesson, and in the lesson I have text that talks about the lesson, I have a video, and I have an assignment that I need to do in the ebook which corresponds to the reading and to the video. So they're all linked together. If it's easier for you to get this way, you can either click on this link, the top link, week one, lesson two, week one, lesson three. That brings you to this same page. If there's any videos on the page, you can find those links associated underneath with the bullet points. So those go directly to the videos as opposed to getting to the page, which gets you to the videos. And then finally, assignments that are associated with the lesson, you can find here in the bullet points under zyBooks, or by getting here, they're at the bottom. So any one of those, I hope that makes sense. So depending on what your learning style is, how you like to approach the material, you can do it whichever way you want to do it. All right, zyBooks then, I'm going to click on this zyBooks, is a online ebook, and I'm going to click on it. And it is material that is interactive. So it gives you the reading material, but it also gives you ways to interact with that material. Now, I'm not going to go over that in the video because that's what this video is designed to do, is walk you through what zyBooks is. But ultimately, zyBooks is an interactive ebook that you will use also to enhance the learning. So the learning has information I've put in, videos that I've included myself, and then the zyBooks, which is in essence it's your online book that you can interact with. All right, so to rehash then, these are the learning opportunities, either through material that I've provided, videos I've provided, or the zyBooks. All right, so I'm going to go back to modules, and let's see, I'm going to collapse this menu here. So remember, here's your modules. So I'm going to collapse that menu just for real estate on this video. Okay. So then once you finish with the learning opportunity, you'll have a project to do. And in this case, I'm going to scroll down here. So here's your zyBooks. Again, I've already gone through that. You also have this project that you're going to actually create your first website. And so you can click on it here, and or it's right here. This is your project, and if I click on the project, then it gives you a description of what is being asked of you to build. So there's a whole conversation here, how to submit it, all of the details, and you'll also find a rubric. So if you click on the rubric, then obviously that's going to give you exactly that. How do I get the points? What do I need to make sure to get the full points for this assignment? So it'll also make sure that, so it's kind of a quickie if you need to. What do I need to include to get, if I want to get this point, what do I need? What do I need to enlist? That's what a rubric is, right? So here's a description of the project, but then the rubric gives you the actual point assignments for each thing on the project that you want in order to get the credit that you're interested in. All right, and last but not least, I'm going to go back here to modules, and or you can click on this part right here. Each week you're going to be asked to do a peer collaboration, which means it's not a group project, it's a peer collaboration. And I'm going to let you read, so if you look at both of these, you'll see that there is a discussion of what a peer collaboration is and how this is your grading scale on how you're going to be graded on it. There is also a video which tells you, I think it's here too, which teaches you how to do the peer evaluation. How do I do teams? How do I do this video peer collaboration that she wants us to do each week in teams? So in essence, what you're going to be doing, just kind of a summary, is you're going to be meeting with a group. And the way you find your group is you come into people, and you're going to look in the name of the project, which is about you in this case, and you'll have a new one each week. And you'll find yourself in this group. And so if you are in group number 9, these are the 3 people that are in group number 9. And you're going to find that group in teams. So then you'll move over to teams. Let me see if I can pull that over real quick. And if I was in group 3, then I'd click on group 3. And then all of my interaction would be here in group 3 for this week. Now again, I've given you a video that will talk about all of those things in detail. So let me see if I can get that up here for you. Nope, I need to fix that. Glad I'm doing this. Which brings up a point, by the way. If things don't work, if you're working on something and you get an error like that, please recognize that I make mistakes. Feel free to reach out to me and say, I clicked on this thing and it didn't work, and I will be happy to fix it or alleviate any confusion that I might have caused. I'm human too. Sometimes I make mistakes, but don't tell my husband that. He has to think everything I do is absolutely perfect. So the point is that should have brought you to this video, this link, which teaches you how to do the peer evaluation. This video is going to show you how to do the whole thing. And of course, if you ever have any questions or you're unsure, please, please, please don't be shy to reach out. I'm very happy to alleviate any questions or confusion or frustration you might have. And then this is where I will score your grade. But again, this is just a conversation of what do you need to do in this peer evaluation to get the 10 possible points. So there's your rubric. So hopefully, I think I've gone over everything I intended to go over to explain what the week looks like or how it's laid out. So in essence, just kind of in summary, you have a summary, you have some learning opportunities, and each of those learning, so that would be synonymous with coming to a seated class, for example, and listening to the lecture, and then reading the book. So that's what each of these is going to have. It has, in essence, some reading that I've provided, a video, so this would be your lecture, if you will, and then ebook, your online book that enhances the learning that I've given you here in this module. So anyway, I hope that's everything. I hope if you have any questions, you won't be shy to reach out. That's really important either in Teams or here in Canvas. I'm happy to answer the questions, and I hope this all makes sense. I look forward to an excellent week 1 and seeing how your first About You website pans out. I'm looking forward to meeting you all through your websites.